boy! I sure think Germany could have won World War II! If only there was a game which lets me experience this dream. If you ever thought that, and if you even have some more stupid ideas, then boy do I got the game for you. Hearts of Iron 4 is a grand strategy game which was released in 2016 by the Swedish map game cartel. The game lets you take control of any nation you could think of in the year 1936, and you will have to try and survive the upcoming big battle royale. Although you could play as any nation, like let's say Mongolia, or I don't know, Tenutuva, you will most likely find yourself playing one of the 6 major nations. France, who will simply function as a speed bump for the German advance, who will just sit on their continent until they powered up their democracy, which will then be dropped on everyone else. Great Britain, who will sit on the island and fight for freedom, which means to let the big Chad handle it. The German Reich, who will through some clever and subtle diplomacy acquire some new territory until they freeze to death once they run out of fuel. Italy, whose job is just to try and not switch sides for once. Please, God have mercy, it happened again. No. Japan, who will invade China, and once everything goes wrong, they will invest in the Imperial Japanese thickness, only to then invade even more places, which goes even more wrong, and then they get oofed. And then there's the Soviets. They will use superior diplomacy to get some free land, and then almost die when some Finnish boys say no, and then again almost die when some German boys knock on their door. To have any of those great adventures and great ideas, you will need an army. This army is comprised of different kinds of divisions. You can modify those and make some truly great ones. For beginners, I would suggest simply sticking to the biggest numbers. All this, however, costs army XP, which you gain by either training your troops or training them in a more realistic environment. You will also need equipment to field any army, and for that you need a military industry. This industry can be built or acquired through some different kinds of means. One of such is your focus tree. Your focus tree is the best part about the game, and it sort of steers you into a certain direction. They cost time, and during this time you will get power points, or as we like to call them, PP. This PP can be spent to employ some big-brained people who will give you different benefits. With the La Resistance DLC also came the espionage side of the game, and just like the French name suggests, it sucks ass. It only gives very little benefits, costs a lot, takes time, and I think you should just forget about it, just like Paradox did with the Soviet focus tree. Now that you have your army, you can station it along the border of some disputed territory and tell it to go for a Spaziergang. Once you have acquired some Lebensraum im Osten, you will need to garrison said territory. You can decide on how harsh you wanna be on policing the area, but if you play a historical Axis member, we all know how harsh that's gonna be. There's also the Navy and the Air Force, and both are very simple. There's your fighters who are going to fight, and then there's your Stukers who are going to Stuka. Your Navy is also very easy. Build boats, tell boats what to do, that's it. All in all, I think 8 war criminals convicted out of 10 is a good score. If you decide to install some mods, that can be pushed to a solid 10. But be aware, don't go too far down the rabbit hole. I warned you. Now good luck and have fun staring at a map for not too long. I wouldn't recommend too long because you lose your sanity.